Hello and welcome. You are listening to the Happya Life Podcast. I'm your host, Clare Deacon. After deciding survival wasn't enough, I set out on a path to live my best life. I wanted to thrive. Now I'm on a mission to support others. Think you're not good enough, confident enough, brave enough? I'm here to tell you you are, and you can achieve anything. This is your time, so let's do this. Hello, welcome back to the Happya Life Podcast. I'm your host, Clare Deacon, a positive psychology coach and therapist, here to guide you on your journey to living a happier, more fulfilling life. Today, we're exploring the incredible power of positive psychology and how it can provide us with practical tools to improve our well-being and overall happiness. If you're seeking personal growth and a way to move beyond survival, this episode is for you. Let's start by understanding what positive psychology is. It's a branch of psychology that focuses on the strengths and virtues that enable individuals and communities to thrive. Unlike traditional psychology, which often focuses on pathology and what is wrong, positive psychology aims to understand and foster the elements that make life worth living. The term positive psychology was popularized by Martin Seligman, who, along with other pioneers, emphasized the study of positive emotions, strength-based character, and healthy institutions. The goal is not just to fix what is broken, but to build on what is already good, enhancing well-being and happiness. At Happya, I embrace positive psychology to avoid what I call the trauma swamp. Instead of being burdened with all that is wrong, I focus on the resources and strengths we have to create a happier life. Positive psychology aligns perfectly with this philosophy, encouraging growth and flourishing rather than remaining stuck in a survival mode. Positive psychology is foundational to Happya because it shifts the focus from what's wrong to what's strong. It allows us to build a life based on our strengths, virtues, and the positive aspects of our experiences. This shift in perspective is not only empowering, but it's transformative. So, what are the benefits of positive psychology? Research has shown that applying positive psychology principles can lead to increased happiness, improved health, mental health, and greater life satisfaction. It can enhance our relationships, boost our work performance, and significantly improve our overall quality of life. For instance, studies have found that people who practice gratitude regularly experience fewer physical ailments, they sleep better, have higher levels of happiness and well-being. Positive psychology also encourages us to focus on our strengths rather than our weaknesses, leading to more fulfilling and purpose-driven life. Traditional mental health approaches often focus on revisiting past trauma and advocating for basic survival. Whilst it's important to address and heal from past traumas, positive psychology offers a complementary perspective by promoting growth and flourishing. It encourages us to build on our strengths and positive qualities to create a vibrant and fulfilling life. When we focus on what's right in our lives, we create a positive feedback loop. This doesn't mean ignoring challenges or difficulties, but rather than approaching them from a place of strength and resilience. By cultivating a positive mindset, we can navigate life's ups and downs more effectively and maintain our well being. So, that's quite a lot to take on board. One of the key things that I truly emphasize, and clients maybe a bit more skeptical when they first reach out and start working with me at Happya is around the concept that I've said there around this being in the trauma swamp is an approach of traditional mental health system where you get taken round exploring and explaining trauma that has happened, negative consequences. And what we now know is that revisiting past reinforce them. So what I prefer to do is rather than putting you inside that swamp and treading water, which ultimately will just become exhausting and cause more suffering, is to take you out of that trauma swamp so that you can observe it from a safe place and distance and process the trauma that's involved there to ultimately shrink the size of that swamp rather than adding more energy into it by keep going through it. It's having an acceptance and an awareness, not ignoring it, but processing it so that you can release and let go. So hopefully that's explained a bit more of that side, because a common misconception of positive psychology is that it's all about only positive emotions, and ignoring the harder negative emotions and harder parts of life that is our reality. Everybody experiences difficult times at some point in their life. And positive psychology certainly doesn't ignore that. In fact, it takes that on board and utilizes a focus on your strengths and looking at your well-being in order to ensure that you can grow far beyond, which is where, positive psychology has highlighted post-traumatic growth and the strategies of positive psychology that enable you to achieve that and go way beyond survival. So, let's dive into some practical tools and techniques from positive psychology that you can use to improve your well-being. So, as I've already mentioned, gratitude practice is one of the simplest yet most powerful tools. Practicing gratitude, keeping a daily gratitude journal where you write down 3 things you're grateful for and shift your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant in your life. This practice can significantly enhance your mood and overall outlook in life. Now, what I would say is that the art of gratitude and doing this general practice has been devalued in some ways by only adding lip service to it. When you're doing that gratitude practice, you really need to gain an understanding and a real connection with the emotions and the feelings and what is making you feel gratitude, so that it's the emotions and consequences you feel from recognizing and having gratitude for something in your life that adds to feelings of self-worth, self-acceptance, and boosts you to give you the confidence and motivation to take action in your life. If you need help with your gratitude practice, then if you go to the Happier bookstore, you will find a gratitude journal that's set out for you to help you with this strategy. So the next tool is that I'm going to introduce to you is strengths identification. And this is about understanding and leveraging your personal strengths. And this is crucial to your self-worth and your authenticity. So tools like the VIA Character Strengths Survey can help you identify your top strengths. Once you know your strengths, find ways to use them in your daily life, and really, it helps gain an acceptance of who you are and the way in which you want to live your life. This can lead to greater engagement and more satisfaction in your life. So I will put the link for that in the show notes. So the third tool that I'm going to give to you is around positive affirmations. Now, positive affirmations are statements that help reframe negative thoughts and boost self esteem. For example, saying to yourself, I am capable and strong, or I am worthy of love and respect, can reinforce a positive self image and reduce self doubt. Now, I know there's lots of resources and examples of affirmations. What I would say to you is these affirmations that you pick really need to resonate with who you are, the challenges that you're facing. Um, and whilst affirmations can give you, are given to you, can give you some guidance, please feel free and actively make the choice around what that affirmation is. It doesn't need to make sense to anybody else. What it needs to do is to really resonate with yourself. So have those affirmations, but make them personal. The next tool is around mindfulness and meditation. Mindfulness practices such as meditation help you to stay present and reduce stress. A simple mindfulness exercise is to focus on your breath for a few minutes, observing each inhale and exhale. This practice can ground you and provide a sense of calm amidst life's chaos, which you can find examples of breathing strategies in my anxiety collection, the Calm Amidst Chaos, which gives you that by breathing in specific ways of take and consciously observing your breath can help you regulate and maintain emotions in a healthy and balanced way. So another tool I'm going to give you is the acts of kindness. So, performing random acts of kindness can boost your happiness and create a positive ripple effect in your community, whether it's helping a neighbour, volunteering, or simply being kind to strangers. These acts foster a sense of connection and fulfillment. It's one of the strategies I have, a philosophy for my business, is that every year I undertake some form of volunteering or charity work, whether that's giving up some of my time for doing some pro bono coaching and therapy, or whether it's been volunteering with charities or fundraising with them. Undertaking those activities gives me gratitude that I have the ability to make that change for others, to help others, and to give back into the universe. So at Happier, we believe using these tools to harness your strengths and create a life that really flourishes. It's about focusing on what's right and building on it rather than being weighed down by what's wrong. These practices are integrated into the coaching and therapy sessions and all help clients shift their perspective and embrace a more positive, empowering approach to life. It's really about asking what you can rather than continuing with what you can't. Now, you would have heard in previous episodes and other resources that I provide that, we don't ignore imperfections, we don't ignore where we've made mistakes. It's about focusing on what you can do better next time, how you can harness your strengths to support you where perhaps you do have imperfections or you struggle with something. It's about doing the most you can with what you've got and improving and growing and moving forward. So let's share some real life examples and stories of how positive psychology can transform lives. Many individuals who've embraced these tools have seen significant improvements in their well-being and happiness. For example, a client who started a gratitude journal reported feeling more optimistic and less stressed within just a couple of weeks. Another client who identified their top strengths began to incorporate them into their work and their personal life, which led to increased job satisfaction and better relationships. They were really harnessing the value that they could offer, which gave them more confidence, which improved their self-worth, which meant they took more action, they were more visible, they were more involved in what they were achieving, and that had a ripple effect within their business. In my own experience, practicing mindfulness has been a game changer. By staying present and mindful, I've been able to manage stress more effectively and maintain a positive outlook even during challenging times. It's really important that by having this awareness and having these tools to hand and really understanding the difference they can make, I think the key thing for most of my clients is that increased sense of control. Not only do the tools in themselves increase self-worth, but it means that when challenges do come up, when you're struggling with emotional difficulties, you know that you have access to these tools to use them. So when I work with clients, I ensure that they understand how they can use them to prepare them for their future life and ongoing maintaining their own well-being, because it is a constant task that we have to do, is to look after ourselves and maintain ourselves. These stories all demonstrate that positive psychology is not just theoretical, it's practical and applicable in everyday life. By integrating tools into your routine, you can experience profound positive changes and achieve emotional regulation, which is something a lot of us struggle with. It feels often life can feel like a roller coaster of highs and lows. When I work with clients, I often use tools to help them shift their focus from problems to possibilities. For example, a client struggling with a career transition found new confidence and direction by identifying and leveraging their strengths. By focusing on what they were good at and enjoyed, they were able to navigate the transition with greater ease and optimism, and ended up doing something that was felt they were more passionate about and had more meaning and purpose for them. Another client dealing with personal loss found comfort and hope through a daily gratitude practice. By acknowledging the positives in their life, they were able to find a sense of balance and resilience despite their grief. These practical applications show how positive psychology can make a real difference. So, how can you start incorporating positive psychology practices into your daily life? Here are a few tips. So, number one, setting realistic goals. Set achievable goals and celebrate your progress. This creates a sense of accomplishment and motivates you to keep going. Start with small, manageable steps and gradually build on them. Secondly, creating a positive environment. Cultivate a positive and supportive environment at home and work. Surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you. Declutter your space and fill it with things that bring you joy. Thirdly, continuous learning. Embrace the journey of self improvement and continuous learning. Read books, attend workshops, and engage in activities that promote personal growth. The Happya Life podcast is also one of those that be added into those resources. So, lifelong learning keeps your mind active and open to new possibilities. The fourth one here is daily practice. Make positive psychology practices part of your daily routine, whether it's morning gratitude ritual, a midday mindfulness break, or evening affirmations. Find what works for you and stick with them. Allow yourself some time to make them part of your everyday. Remember, the goal is to move beyond mere survival to flourishing. By adopting positive psychology practices, you can create a life that is not only happier, but also deeply fulfilling. It's about making small positive changes that accumulate over time and transform your life. So, to recap, positive psychology focuses on strengths and well-being, providing practical tools and techniques to enhance happiness and life satisfaction. By incorporating practices like gratitude, strengths identification, positive affirmations, mindfulness, and acts of kindness, you can transform your life and move from surviving to thriving. Positive psychology is foundational to the happier philosophy because it encourages us to focus on what's right, build on our strengths, and create a flourishing life. It's about using the resources and strengths we have to navigate life's challenges and find joy and fulfillment. I encourage you to explore these concepts further in my book, Blooming Happier. It's filled with practical advice, inspiring stories, and exercises to help you embrace positive psychology and create a flourishing life. Thank you for joining me today on the Happya Life podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with your friends and family, and don't forget to follow us on social media and use the hashtag Happy Life Podcast to share your thoughts and experiences. Visit our website to learn more about positive psychology and how it can support your journey to happiness and well-being. Check out my book, Blooming Happier, for more in-depth exploration of these concepts and practical tools to enhance your life. Until next time, remember you have the power to create a happier, flourishing life. Take care and be well. If you've enjoyed this episode, ensure you hit subscribe, head on over to my website, happiercoach.com, sign up for the weekly newsletter, and let me support you in living a happier life. I'm your host, Clare Deacon. Thank you for listening. Have a fabulous day.